So let's talk for a second about the limitations of Steph Curry. I know not necessarily your favorite topic, maybe, but one that I think needs to be discussed because here's the problem with the casual era. Steph had 27 points. He was 9 of 18 from the field, 5 of 9 from 3. So they'll say things like Steph was Steph, and that's true to an extent. That's a pretty normal level of efficiency for him. It looks good on paper. But he had only 2 assists, 1 rebound, 4 free throw attempts, and he was a minus 27 in his 30 minutes. There's a lot more to the game than scoring, as has been a frequent theme of my channel and a frequent topic for anybody who really understands the game. I love Steph Curry. I think he's the greatest shooter of all time. I've done a ton of videos singing his praises, which you can see up top. But there are some considerable limitations which, to me, eliminate the guy from MVP consideration in a season like this. It's not exactly like he was going up against a team of world beaters last night, either. Luka Doncic, sure, you could say he has a slightly better supporting cast, but we're really that scared of Dorian Finney-Smith, Trey Burke, Dwight Powell? Come on, it's not like this team sets the world on fire. The way I evaluate games, did you do enough to help your team win? And in my opinion, no. Steph didn't do nearly enough. Steve Curry even said the game was basically over before it started. His whole team didn't look ready to play. And that's not to say that everybody else played perfectly, because they didn't by any means. And it's not to say Steph has even a mediocre supporting cast. But if you're an MVP, if you're a true superstar, you have to play better in games like this that are most important games of the season. Let's dive into the film, show you a little bit more of what I mean. First of all, again, the world-renowned defensive player, Trey Burke, just giving Steph problems early. 5-0 Dallas start a minute into a game. This is not some superhuman new defense that, Dallas has invented and only can stop Steph Curry. This is just a shitty pass. Yeah, there's 2 on the ball. Make the simple right pass. Get it to Looney in that pocket. Instead, Steph just kind of flings it behind his back high, and that's an easy steal. It's a terrible turnover. Should have been 7-0 here if not for Draymond's hustle. Luka, it's a similar level of pressure that he's facing. Look at that. I mean, he gets that same high screen. He does a better job keeping Wiggins on his back for a second, and then throws the ball to Powell, releases pressure a little bit, come off another ball screen. Now Powell's wide open for the lob. And speaking of which, if the ball's going away from you in the NBA, you're supposed to be the tag guy on the roll, meaning this is Steph's help. He's out there hugging Dorian Finney-Smith when he should be in the paint tagging Dwight Powell on the roll. That's on him. How many House of Highlights Bleacher Reports showed you that clip? See, this is what pisses me off a little bit. Whenever Steph scores 40, 50 against Houston, Sacramento, everybody's, oh, what a god. Greatest shooter ever. Steph is unreal, unhuman. Does anybody highlight plays like this, though? Only me. Again, that Trey Burke defensive pressure. This is what Steph looked like in this game. He looked like a little point guard, one of those at AAU tournaments that can't handle the pressure. He's doing all this dribbling over here where all the help is, all these guys are. Bring the ball to the other side of the floor. Only got one guy over here. Step backs, flips it behind his back, gets bumped a little bit on his cut, and they basically took him out of the offense. Kevon Looney will let you shoot threes. Here's part of the problem. Steph's not a true point guard, as I've said many, many times. Luka, you can have him dictate the entire game with the ball in his hands, regardless of what kind of lineup he has out there with him. Steph, you can't. Even in situations like this, he's almost falling there. He's do-si-doing and then falling again here. Turnover after turnover. Doesn't take tremendous care of the basketball. Pressure bothers him. Trey Burke. Pressure from Trey Burke. Even when he gets freed up a little bit, go downhill against a guy like Cauley Stein, Luka finds a way to finish this. Finds a way to get it off the backboard. Excuse me. What is this shot? Imagine if Trae Young took this shot. And sure, yeah, Steph's earned a right to take higher caliber difficulty of shots than Trae Young has, but 18 on the shot clock, 2 on the ball, step back, perfectly contested, looking for a foul? Nobody even touched him. What is this shot when you're down 22 already? I'll tell you what it is. It's a bad shot. It's bad body language. It's not sprinting back. Again, I talked about being able just to dictate the whole game. Steph plays out of double drags like this too. But you know what? He can't see this. He doesn't get up in the air like Luka does here. Jumping to pass and seeing Wiggins make the slightest step towards the roller opens up Finney-Smith in the corner. And Luka throws a bullet across his body, right in the shot pocket. Speaking of Steph again defensively, yeah, he can't hide him on post players, guys that can duck in, because easy foul, clear foul. Harden can guard the post, Luka can guard the post, Russ can guard the post. Steph can't. How about just guarding in general? Trey Burke's defensive effort, his defensive performance in this game, far better than Steph Curry's. Again, if you're an MVP, this is not nearly enough ball pressure. Jalen Brunson's basically dictating where he wants to go, as opposed to the other way around, giving him space to make this easy lob pass for him. He's not a sieve defensively. He doesn't bleed points, but he's so far from good. And he's basically just almost invisible out there defensively. That's what he is. Luka, again, you see him getting a favorable matchup. Little hesitation dribble. Go by him. Get to the basket. Get to the free throw line. Luka lived in the paint. He lives at the free throw line. Steph, this is a one-on-one with Trey Burke. Similar type situation. One-on-one ends up being a free throw line almost floater. There are lots of instances where his diminutive size matters. Here's Luka with his big size, but once again, 5 seconds in the quarter. He's being picked up at half court. Yeah, he gets a screen. He has a second defender he sees right away. He attacks him with a tight in and out dribble. Gets by him. Gets his feet into the paint. Rises up for the floater just about at the basket over Steph. Easy money. And yeah, there's something to be said for this too. Can Steph do this? Create his own shot really in the mid-range? Like a 6-7 foot jumper? That's a high percentage too. Sometimes you need high percentage twos. Steph can get a lot of threes up, but can he get these S-dribble mid-range pull-ups? Can he post up? Like again, Russ can. Harden can on occasion. Luka certainly can. These are valuable shots that supreme shot creators have to be able to have. You have to have a killer 2 solution, not just jacking up these. Which again, it's not a good shot. And making it even worse, right after that air ball, look at this effort defensively. That's not transition defense. You got to turn around. You got to see what's coming. Because Luka's inside. And now Luka's still inside Steph, which lets him get that layup. Porous defensive effort. Again, I mean, how many times, like we saw, Luka just faced this pressure. Inside out dribble, attack the baseline, probe. Steph's always just picking it up, flinging it with one hand. Pressure took him out of the offense. They banged the crap out of him, and he could not handle it. And yes, I'm nitpicking to an extent. I'm not showing you everything that Steph does perfectly, because again, he's the best shooter ever. He's the best split-cut shooter ever. He's unbelievable at a lot of different things, and that's not to say he can't hit these little dance, step back, sidestep, whatever, long-range threes. There's a lot of things he does unbelievably well, And I'm not saying he's the problem. I'm not saying he doesn't have a crappy supporting cast, because he can still light it up, and he's as deadly of a shooter as anybody in the history of the game. But there are limitations which people don't love to talk about, and things that, to me, make you not exactly an MVP. Thanks for watching. Make sure you thumb up, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, I'm hypercritical, but again, how I evaluate games, did you do enough for your team to win? Steph Curry did not in this game. He did a lot. He scored. He made some threes. But did he play a complete basketball game? Is he a complete basketball player? The answer in this one, no. Thanks again for watching.